Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Just making sure Instagram gets going up and running. All right. Looks like the thing is thinging. Happy Friday. Welcome to Roots and the City. So happy to have you all. It's quiet today. After last episode, I don't know if you've all watched the replay or tuned in that day. The dogs got into an all out brawl during the live. So we're thinking ahead today. We're getting ahead of that, and it's not going to be an issue. Well, ding dong, knock knock. I am Jamal the Broker. Welcome to another episode of Roots and the City Live. I am your indie move up guide. I help homeowners turn their first home into their next one. And today we're going to talk a little bit about transformation. And I know when you hear that word, especially with real estate, we're thinking, oh, we're taking it way back here. Trading Spaces, House Hunters, Good Bones, all those shows, Rock the Block, fill in the blank, right? You probably have a favorite that you love to tune into and follow along with. But, beyond the pretty of it all, living through a project, getting to a project when you can, these are all very real life things. So that's going to be the theme of today's discussion. And of course, I'm going to share some personal elements as well as some listings that I've seen recently that have made some cool changes. And I'll share why those are important. So, the deck project, we are done. The deck is complete. Our contractor, Sutton's Optimal Solutions, thank you so much. They're the same company that replaced our fence. They tore down that privacy fence and they replaced that one that was basically about to fall onto our vehicles. They've done fabulous work. Again, I've been teasing the work online on my Instagram, little clips. And of course, I'm going to share a reel for you all to get into the full transformation. But today, if you're tuning in or watching the replay, you're going to get to see some of the progress, where we started, where we are. I'm super, super excited about it. So let me go ahead and share where this all began. You might have heard me talk about how the deck project in the past came up. So this is what we used to have. Nice, huge deck, right? Somebody out there would love a space like this for entertaining, put some nice patio furniture out there, really soak up the rays. In our case, we have a nice shaded area above our deck. So set up a nice outdoor eating situation. Let me be honest, home ownership can be a lot, right? And the squirrels are very active over in the South Broad Ripple area. So thinking about patio furniture that is squirrel proof, that would not be destroyed, very, very tricky, kind of. But this is what we've had for the last 6.5 years. And you'll notice this little dip under that window. I don't know if you can see that little black space I just pointed out. That's where the deck was sloping. So we had this nice outdoor bar, beautiful stone, and it ended up kind of sagging on us. And pooling water is never a good situation to have right there against the house. So Sutton's Optimal Solutions came in and they helped us get to the bottom of that issue. And this was an exciting project. This is one of the first projects we've done where people can actually enjoy it. Other people besides ourselves can enjoy the project. Now, this was as everything was getting ripped up. A mess, right? Oh my God. Terrifying. Terrifying. This was after like day one, and I was just taking clips for us. I'm going to create a reel and just documentation for my clients. I love to share first-hand experience if I can. It's the best, something that's lived through. This is yet another project Stony and I are living through, and the dogs. Oh my gosh, horror story about this section, really quick. The dogs, before we had the work area blocked off, they had no concept that the deck was gone. When I tell you, these two dogs looked like they were Dominique Dawes and Simone Biles, just hanging on for dear life on the beams, not to mention some of the exposed nails. Holy crap. Terrifying. Everybody was all hands on deck. Grab the dogs because they don't know what's going on. They just see the old stairs and the door. So that was a wild time. But now, let's get into some of the updates. Check this out, you guys. So this here is the finished product. I'm so happy about it. You'll notice all of this dirt around the base of the deck. That's where the old deck was covering. And after you live in a house for a little bit, you start to understand how you're going to use that real estate, how that real estate's going to work for you. You have all kinds of plans and goals and motivations right when you move in, but it's not until you're actually in the home and you're using it that you figure out, oh, we're not really using a deck this large, so let's make something smaller. Let's build a railing that matches the fence we just had replaced last summer so we can keep the dogs off of the deck. Maybe we can have some nice furniture and actually sit outside. And that is the funny thing about this project. We had zero desire to really hang out on the porch or the deck. And that's because we have our lovely fire pit that we spend a ton of our time around. And now we're like, maybe we can hang out up here. Like maybe we can get into some outdoor dinner vibes, dinner party vibes with friends, or bird watching in peace. Let the dogs run. I can watch the birds without them jumping all over me. Very excited about these changes. Here's another. I love, 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 love these lights. Shout out to Matt for the suggestion. Shout out to you, Matt. We were just thinking we want our deck replaced. We want to make sure the home is not getting damaged. We want to make sure we're keeping water away from the property. It's time for this old, dingy deck to go. And we were not thinking about lights. We weren't thinking about embellishments. None of that. The lights that you see here, you can actually program the ones that are flashing so you can keep them a solid color, or you can get them on a different glowing pattern. And currently, until we learn how to use it this weekend, it's set to turn on when it gets dark and the lights go off automatically when the sun rises. So that's very cool. When you're thinking about real estate and just how you want to make it your own, when we do hang out outside, we are outside. So looking back at the house and having people view the like cool lights and just the landscaping we're going to do from the trail, it's going to be so satisfying to take in and enjoy. Here's a close-up there. I'm really loving the deck with the gate, the railing in the gate, just that separation with your pets. Sometimes your pets don't mean it, they're just being pets. But this is going to keep them from using the bathroom on the house. When it's the winter time, we can actually get them off of the deck. Hey, sorry, doggies, you got to use the potty, but you can't go on the deck. So I'm very, very excited for that little use shift. Just, hey, how can we use this? How can we enjoy this? How can we do this differently? And it's already made a world of difference just having the deck completed for the last few days, getting into the habit of the new routine with it. It's going to be everything. So I will make sure in my reel that I share Sutton's Optimal Solutions. If I could speak, I will share their contact information because look at this work. Both gates open. It can also lock, so one stays in place. It's just great. So speaking of transformation and upcoming projects, this of course opened a can of worms, and we knew moving in, parts of our house are older, and this definitely included the front and the back deck. The front is just really, really old wood. So now we're going to get some quotes and we're going to probably move forward with getting that front porch updated, tweaked, revived, whatever word you want to fill in or use. That's what we're trying to do. Currently, there's some copper caps that were really cute when we moved in, but now I think we're going to turn those into the lit caps like we have on the back porch so they match. So I'm very, very, very pumped about that. Cannot wait to show you that reel and more of the transformation. It's epic. It is epic. Okay. Before I get too deep into the episode, I want to make sure I remind you all of an event that the team and I have coming up. So we love to do in-person events and we love to educate the people. So in May, Tuesday, May 19th at 6 p.m., we are going to be doing Taco Tuesday. Get it? Taco, taco. I love a good cheesy dad joke like that. But from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., we are going to actually be hosting this at my office. Screenshot this. Visit my link tree. It's at the very top of my link tree. This is a free event. You can sign up if you've been thinking about purchasing a home, downsizing. This is the event for you. We're going to have inspectors there. We're going to have a lender there. They're providing the taco bar and refreshments for you. So hopefully you can attend. That is Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday, May 19th, Taco Tuesday. So hopefully you can join us there. And one last note about that, some of these events we hold, we're not trying to just get you to attend and then buy a house. No, you don't know what you don't know. So when we hold these events, whether it's a buyer, seller event, or a specialty event, real estate related, we're just sharing the information. We want to invite you to the table comfortably to have a discussion and hang out with us and take away some tidbits that can hopefully get you going in the right direction in a confident manner as it relates to your home goals. So, for example, we've got someone in our Rolodex, the team and I, who there's a program that can award you up to $15,000 in grant money. Keywords, operative terms there, up to. You're not guaranteed to get all of it or any of it, but you're not going to know what you can do or what programs you have access to unless you come to the table, and we'll work with you and get you to the next step. But you won't know until you get out there. So I strongly encourage you, just attend an event. If you've thought about buying, it doesn't even have to be this year. If you've thought about it, just come on out and let us give you all the lovely info. The market is definitely marketing out there. So, but it's not scary. It's marketing in a great way for sellers and buyers. Lots of opportunities, tons of homes moving around me in South Broad Ripple, but we will get more into that in a little bit. A good way to connect your people to us, agents, if you hear people in your network talking about buying or selling or just having a real estate conversation and they don't have a relationship with a realtor of their own, just a way to connect people. Share a post from your favorite realtor. Hopefully it's Jamal the Broker. Share a post on the topic that y'all are discussing. People love a link and they love a quick 60-second or less. Hey, here's the info and here's a guy who knows all about it. Another good way to introduce your people is a simple 3-way text. So if you know Sally Sue is looking to move to a condo up in Fishers and you think they should talk to Jamal, give Jamal a call, let him know, hey, I met a referral and they are interested in starting the process. They don't know where to start. And I'm going to tell you, you could ask me if you want to share my info. Share my info. Go ahead and start a 3-way text. Hey, Sally Sue, this is Jamal. I wanted to introduce you all really quickly. He helps people buy and sell homes all around Indy, and he can help you from here. It's as simple as that. So the next time you hear your people having a real estate discussion and they need help, don't be afraid to connect them with us, okay? All right, let's take a quick break, and then we're going to get into some more transformation vibes.
Buying a home should feel exciting, not overwhelming. Whether it's your first place, a move up, or a refinance, the right mortgage strategy makes all the difference. I'm Madeline Shevlin, a local mortgage loan officer based right here in the Indy area. I specialize in helping first-time buyers and growing families navigate the loan process with confidence. No jargon, no surprises, just guidance from somebody who truly cares. I'm here to make things simple, strategic, and stress-free. From helping you get pre-approved to finding the right loan program, I take pride in being the loan officer who actually answers the phone, breaks things down clearly, and keeps you informed every step of the way. Refinancing? I'll help you weigh your options and decide what's actually best for you. Let's make your home goals happen together with a mortgage that fits your life. Follow me on Instagram at Mortgage with Madeline or visit rate.com/Madeline Shevlin to connect today.
All right. Thank you, Madeline, one of my favorite lenders here in town. And congratulations. They are expecting. We just found out this week on social media. That is very exciting. Congrats, Maddie. I know you all are so pumped as a household. Thank you to our sponsors. Today, the stream is sponsored by Home Team Inspection Service. You can get Home Team Inspection Services of Central Indiana. Let me be clear. You can go to hometeam.com and you'll actually find their teams all over the country. But Home Team Inspection Services of Central Indiana specifically are people that I work with. They've helped a ton of clients with me, and they do a fabulous job. There's typically 2 to 3 of them in there at once, so your inspection goes very quickly and the reports are very easy to follow, and they don't leave the customer feeling alarmed or afraid of what the inspection is showing. So thank you so much to Home Team Inspection Services. You can follow the banner here that's scrolling across the show, and you can reach out to them today if you need any inspection needs. One thing I like to remind people of is if you are living in a home, even if you're not about to sell and it's been a really long time, it does not hurt to have your home inspected again, just so you can kind of take a temperature check of where you are. How is my home doing? Is it about time to replace that roof? Hey, should I get that radon system installed? Inspection reports and beyond go a huge way for your property. So Home Team Inspection Services of Indiana, Central Indiana, thank you so much for your support. And let's get back to the show. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us. I know you weren't going to let me get out of here without getting into our tarot pull for the week, right? Don't worry. I'm going to show you some more transformation photos. But the card we pulled for the week is the Three of Cups. This is a very welcome cup, especially as it relates to you and real estate. So the Three of Cups is a celebratory card. It's also a card of great support. So you've got a good network around you. Maybe that's your team, your agents, your buyers, your sellers. All of you are really locked in, and it seems like you're out there getting accepted offers. This is a welcome sight for me personally because we are currently working through our inspection and appraisal period on one of my pending listings. So this is a great sign. This tells me that, an agreement is on the horizon and that we will keep moving forward with everybody feeling like they have won in some way. So this is your card for the week and for the weekend. Remember, if you are out there actively searching, stay focused, make sure you're communicating on both sides, realtor to client, client to realtor, so you can really drill down your search and find that home. It's definitely out there. Tons of options for buyers right now. So keep the Three of Cups in mind as you search this weekend and go to those open houses. All right, so back to the main topic, transformation. So when you move into a property, sometimes when you're doing the showing before you've even written an offer, I'm this person, you can see the place. You can see it in your vision, whether it's staged or not. You're walking through the home and you can see exactly how you want that space to come to life, how you are going to set that place up. And that's exciting. That's the HGTV of it all, right? What's the aesthetic I'm going for? Am I going to stick to my Pinterest board, or am I going to do something completely different or a mix of it? Very exciting. But something to keep in mind with your transformation too is sometimes they're not expected. This deck project, it wasn't something that was super immediate and was forcing us to do a project or get it taken care of. But had we not jumped on top of it, that issue could have grown way beyond what it already had, right? So that little dip where the water was pooling, if we would have let that go another couple of years, who knows what kind of damage that would have done to the house or the foundation. So sometimes your transformation is gently forced. And in our case, like I've mentioned before, we've replaced a sewer line, a water line, a roof, sump pumps, an entire HVAC system, and 2 toilets. Those aren't projects that people necessarily view as aesthetically pleasing unless you bought a really cool toilet. That toilet must do all the things if you're like posting and sharing that toilet all over. But my point is the transformation still brings value because most of the time it's a project that one, you're going to have to get to anyway. Personally, we still look at our inspection report from over 6 years old ago and see, okay, we've done these projects. What projects do we need to think about doing next based on how they came up in the inspection report? So you'll also feel inside just having the peace of mind that the problem is fixed. I mean, I hate that you can't see my shiny new sewer line, but what's of more value is knowing that my basement is not going to get backed up with sewage water, and that that overall water issue has been taken care of. Things are going to happen, but having a big issue like that taken care of and with the lifetime warranty is huge, is huge. And a lot of the times outside of the necessary improvements, like, oh no, this is an emergency, the roof is leaking, we got to take care of this right now. When you're making updates to sell or to just enjoy your space a little better, you can do some really, really awesome things. So I want to show you this listing that I toured this morning, and it's actually on my street. Let me share my screen so y'all can see what I'm talking about here. Okay, so let me make sure I have the right thing up there for you. There it is. Okay, so welcome to 5016 Carvel Avenue. And this space is really cool. So when we moved in, all of these bungalows kind of just follow the same footprint. These were built in the mid 40s. Mine was built in 47. This was built in 1948. And I'm just clicking through the photos here, but there's something really awesome that they did upstairs. Adds a ton of value to the home. I love the natural hardwoods all throughout the home. Super gorgeous and well taken care of. This bathroom was added upstairs, the bathroom you're seeing right now on screen. So this was actually added at the top of the stairs. So in my home, it's a similar footprint. The bathroom, both bathrooms are on the main level, and that's just how my situation's set up. This home, what they did was there's basically like a little Harry Potter closet at the top of the steps, and they've bumped out that part of the roof. So they've added square footage and they've turned it into a full bath with a very nice standing shower and toilet, nice vanity. And it's really tricky and neat because when you're coming up the stairs, you just think it's a closet, but then you have this whole full bath with the window. If you look through this window, you can actually see out into your backyard and see the Monon Trail. And I'll have to show you the clip on my reel, but the way it's bumped out is really, really neat. It's a creative way to use your real estate and expand your real estate we're on pretty good sized lots here, but you don't always have to build out and around. Sometimes you can build up. And I'm seeing a lot of that, especially in Broad Ripple, where the lots are smaller and people are adding a whole story and just going up from there. I thought it was such a smart use of a smart choice for an update, because adding a bathroom or a bedroom, you're immediately going to get that return on value. You're not pricing yourself out of the neighborhood because you're picking some super fancy tile that not everybody would like. Similar to when we were selling our condo and I was not painting that condo. It was really, really blue. It was really blue, but I was not into the idea of having to paint it. So this was the beige prison. That's what I used to call our old condo in Eagle Creek, the beige prison. So when we bought the place in January of 2014, it was all of this, the original wood. I believe it was built sometime in the 80s, early 90s. So all the fixtures were like gold. Flooring was laminate, very nice flooring, but it was just the beige prison. Here's another look. Now, when I tell you paint can go a long way, it goes a long way. And this was me getting my Cruel Intentions, Catherine, Sarah Michelle Gellar's character, Catherine, getting my full blue bedroom, Catherine fantasy. That is the living room after we painted. This is actually a photo after we completely cleaned the house head to toe because we were about to close on this house. But look at the transformation with just paint. And these are actually bamboo floors. Check that out. Look at that difference, right? And let me tell you something that was so joyous as a homeowner in this condo. And these are just lessons you learn. It's not to deter you or scare you. It's just part of the deal. We replaced these floors twice in 9 months. Twice in 9 months. So this home is on a slab, and whenever there was any kind of water leak or situation, I'm saying that word a lot today, situation, all the water just traveled to the living room, what's on your screen right now. And that is where it would stay. So we'd have to move everything upstairs into this loft area, optional bedroom, and rip up the floor and do it again. And that was just not fun. There's a living room. And then here is the living room after we were done with it. Crazy, right? What paint and flooring can do. Just the simple little tweaks like that can go a long, long way. And this is not pricing us out of the neighborhood or anything like that, just because it's the bones and the skin. It's not anything super custom. The blue, from a selling perspective, right, could deter people because, oh, people don't want to move into a house and immediately have to think of a bigger project that they have to do. And these ceilings are pretty high. They're pretty high in this unit, and they actually only got painted because we threw that in while we were replacing the floors the first time. We thought to ourselves, well, I guess this is a good time to do other updates. So we updated the kitchen, flooring in the kitchen, flooring all across the first floor because we had no choice. And we decided to have them paint, trim and all. So when things like that happen to you, when you're living in your house, you could take an opportunity for that issue to turn into something that you're going to enjoy and be very happy with. It's not fun to have to spend money that you didn't plan for or finance something you didn't plan for. But at the end of the day, you're going to feel so much better just knowing that you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to think about it. And you have added value to your home. Okay. I've got my notes over here. If you are new to the live, I've got multiple screens going on. So I don't mean to look away from you, but I want to make sure that we stay on task. Now, things I also wanted to share with you about transformation. A lot of you are downsizing. A lot of you are looking for homes that are larger because your family's growing. Square footage is an important consideration. When you are looking for a house, try your best, and don't think that you just need the most because, oh, my family's growing, let's add 2,000 more square feet. There's a few things to think about. You're going to have bigger bills because it's a bigger space to heat and cool and electricity, all those things, utility use, and you're going to have to keep it clean. So a smaller footprint is nothing to like look down your nose at. It's what you can maintain, what you are comfortable managing as a homeowner. Now, I did a walkthrough this morning at 5016 Carvel Avenue. I live on Carvel, so I'm in one of these older 1940s bungalows. And, Stoney and I have talked recently about updates and what we want to do with the house, especially surrounding the deck. Hey, do we want to build a new deck just to tear it down because we're going to do an addition? So that was a discussion we had to have before we even addressed the deck. Do we want to just put a simple concrete patio out there because we're going to expand? Or do we go ahead and build the deck we want because we don't necessarily need to add square footage out and around? And that's what we decided on. Eventually in here, we're going to gut the place and give it a nice little facelift, but we don't need a ton of square footage. We're going to finish our basement the right way, make sure the home flows the way we want, but we know for ourselves, we don't need a McMansion. It's cool if that's what you want, but for us, we don't need that. A friend of mine was visiting from Georgia recently, a friend of mine through a friend here, and he works in the real estate industry for like large luxury homes, right? Like 15,000 square feet. And our friend, very against that. And I mean, I am too, to a degree. I'm like, I get it. That's a lot of square footage. I feel like it's wasteful. Wasteful for me, right? But people are buying this product. People are building this product. People will use the space. And, that's their story to tell and live out. But the amount of square footage you need when you are in a transition, you're transforming your space because you're moving and literally moving into a new space. Think about how that square footage is going to impact your lifestyle and if you can keep up with it. Home ownership is great, but you don't want to not have a good time with it. It's a lot of work, but it's very rewarding. If you don't want to be living in your backyard, maybe don't get a backyard that's as big as mine. And also too, like, you don't want the house to outpace you. If your family's growing and you bought a bigger home, it's been lived in for a little bit, regardless of age, things are going to start to happen. And you're going to have to quickly figure out if you have time to manage it yourself, or if you have the resources to call someone in and help them manage that for you. There's a ton of people I meet in real estate and they're getting ready to sell. And unfortunately, if they haven't gotten to a project yet, it's because life has been lifing. They are recovering from major surgeries. They've had huge life changes where they can't get to the project like they once planned, or they just don't have the money to complete the project. These are things you want to consider, especially if you have an older home. A lot of those older systems could be ready to go out or need replaced. So things like solid home insurance and a fabulous home warranty will go a long way. But that's why I'm here to help you navigate all of that and answer all of your questions. And hey, that's our transformation chat. I just wanted to share a little bit of those takeaways, smart choices, ways to think about transforming and expanding, because it's not all the same. And your choices can really, impact what's next for you. Just looking at the changes you see here, this deck, this was worth it. Did not necessarily plan to spend as much as we did, but the value is there already. We are going to enjoy this space. It's going to be lived in properly. I can't wait to host our friends over here and just show it off. And it feels nice to be building your space, right? This is ours. And we've just been here dealing with all the surprise projects our first 6.5-ish years. And while technically this was a surprise, it's nice to get to this project because we can see it. And like I said in my post, others can enjoy it. So when you're thinking about your projects and transformation, takeaways: one, does the update make sense? Two, is it an emergency? And if so, how can you pivot this scenario situation and turn it into a dream project or an outcome that you hadn't considered? And three, you're building the value of your home. You're taking care of your property. It's not always going to feel the best when these things happen. I'm sitting right next to the window that was crying. I was trying to figure out where the water was coming from. The window was closed. Like where was the water coming from? And that led to our roof being replaced. So that was not fun in the moment, but now we have a newer roof and our insurance was able to cover it. So money saved. Now we have a sound structure. Try to find the silver lining. It's there. All right. Before I let you go, we need to check in with my new Instagram friend. I don't think she knows we're friends, Gift, so she can let you know what is going on this weekend. Pulling up my screen here. You know, tech is going to tech. Make sure I got the right tab. There we are. I appreciate y'all's patience. Oh, it's not a video today. So typically, Gift, you can see her screen name here on the screen. Make sure you follow her because every Thursday she puts out an awesome reel, or in this case, a carousel, just showing you what is there to do in Indy this weekend. Easy to follow, dates, times. So this is what's going on in Indy this weekend. Now, I also like to point people to the Visit Indy website and the Weekend 5 because they have a nice list of things to do as well. And that's updated weekly, whether it's a concert, a sporting event, a convention, all kinds of stuff to check out in Indy week to week. I know that there was like a survey that went out recently nationally, and we ranked somewhere in the top 10, I'm not going to say where, of most boring cities. And I feel a way about that because there's absolutely stuff to do in Indianapolis if you just, I don't know, leave your house, maybe start there, just leave your house and see what's outside. One of my favorite things about Indy is that it is a cultured place and there's a great music history. I'm a big music nerd, so I get into a lot of the music history, jazz specifically, here in Indianapolis. This is the Visit Indy Weekend 5 site. Just doing a quick little scroll so you have an idea of what you will see. And yes, it's May in Indianapolis, so all things Indy 500 are underway. I have tickets to pick up. My realtor board gave me a ticket for being an award winner. I don't know if we're going to go yet, but we might. That's huge here locally. So if you're getting into any of the Indy 500 events, you already know what I'm talking about. This car auction is going on down the street from my house at the state fairgrounds. Very cool classic cars. I'm not a car head by any means, but I do love a nice classic vehicle. Okay, y'all. Well, that is going to do it for today's show. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. No dogs fighting today. I am your indie move up guide. I'm helping first time homeowners turn their first home into their next. Whatever you have planned in your home goals, buying, selling, trying to think things move and shake from an investment perspective, I have got you covered. You can reach me at hello@jamalthebroker.com or at jamalthebroker across social media. 317-220-6653 is where you can call or text me with all of those questions. And remember, on my Facebook page and my YouTube page, these live streams live. So share the links, hit the replay, leave me a comment, and let me know what you thought about the show and what questions you have. All right, y'all. Until next time, I'll talk to you later. Have a good weekend.